Hello, let's do some graphing. Graphing by Desmos. This is a super cool, fun way for us to show you kind of technology at its finest. And this is the website. It's www.desmos.com/calculator. And before we get started too much about the ins and outs of the awesome calculator, let's talk about equations. When we're talking about graphing lines, there's two main equations that we've talked about. The standard form, which is something x plus something y equals something c, and slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Okay, let's go through, and now let's go to the graphing calculator and let's see how those things work. So first of all, let's type in y equals mx plus b. And we're going to add sliders just so we can see what's going to happen if we adjust these variables. So here's our main equation. We can change the color by clicking and holding on the color button. So maybe we want to make it blue or purple. It changes the color. And now watch this line. This is just a standard line. It says y equals mx plus b. Right now, b, the y-intercept, is 0. So it's crossing right there at the origin. And the slope right here is 1, meaning it goes up 1 over 1 each time, positive 1. Now notice, if I adjust my slope and I make my slope negative 1, what happens to my graph? I can see what happens. If I give it a slope of 0, it's a straight line. If I give it a slope of 7, it's steep. If I give it a slope of maybe 1/3, it's not quite as steep, and that's negative 1/3. So here's positive 1/3 going up. So the slider is showing us what's happening right here to the graph. And I just wanted to show you what this graph looks like. Now here's the y-intercept b. So if I adjust this, notice what happens. The line stays the same, it's just moving the spot that it crosses on the y-axis. So how does this help? And you're saying, well, why did I have to watch this video? Let me show you how this helps. When we have an equation and we're asked to graph it, and we've graphed it, and now we want to check to see if we're right, we can come and put it in. We type it in exactly as it reads. 1 divided by 3 over arrow x, and now plus 2. So our graph right here now shows this line. Wow, that's cool, because I also need to know where this line intersects this line. Y equals negative x plus 1. And it shows me right here where the two intersect, at negative 3/4 and 1 3/4. So it gives me an exact location, which is really cool. And maybe it was confusing having them both the same color. So maybe I'll come over here and I'll change this one to red by clicking and holding. I can move in and out by doing the plus and the minus arrows. That makes the graph bigger or smaller. And it's very helpful in situations where we get an equation that's maybe not even given to us in slope-intercept form. So it was really hard for us maybe to picture the exact line that they were asking us to do. Let me give you an example of that. If we were asked to find 2x plus 3y equals 5, what that line looks like. We can see now exactly what that line looks like. Okay, and we can change the color, click and hold. So sometimes it's easier to type your equation in to Desmos so that you can see what the graph looks like. If you want to find another line, maybe where this intersects or the two cross, we can type in y equals negative x plus 5. And we can see right there that that's where these two graphs intersect. We can click on it and it will give us the coordinates, the x, y point. So it's super, super helpful when you're coming across problems that you need to have tools to be able to do these things.